Are you thinking about moving to a Denver, Colorado suburb, but you don't know all the details? Well, I'm here to tell you it's not all it's cracked out to be, especially coming from a Denver suburb myself. I'm gonna go over every detail, all pros, all the cons, in relating to living in a Denver, Colorado suburb. If that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and keep on watching. This is Colorado Living. I'm Nicole Baker, and today we're talking about exactly that, all the pros and all the cons in relation to living in a Denver, Colorado suburb. And before we get started, I have to let you guys know I am a licensed realtor here in this beautiful state, and I help people just like you move here all the time. I also relocated here, so I truly know what it's like, but my number's popping up on the screen. I love helping you guys out day, night. Also, my email is there. You guys can feel free to email me, but let's get started in today's video because it is going to be a good one. All right, getting right into it, starting off with a pro, depending on your opinions, but a slower lifestyle. And I think if you're watching this video, that is something that you really are looking forward to in living in a Denver suburb. I know I typically enjoy that environment. I don't mind going downtown every once in a while to enjoy a more fast-paced sort of event, but my everyday life, I like to live in a very slow homebody lifestyle. So if that's something you're interested in, suburbs are definitely going to be a good option. Some of my favorite suburbs are going to be Parker, Castle Rock, and Southeast Aurora, just to name a few. But there are tons of different options when it comes to suburbs. I mean, I like to look at the map of Denver. Denver is smack dab in the middle, which gives all the outside of this, we'll say it's like a circle, right? So your pinpoint right in the middle is going to be Denver, and all of the outside is going to be the suburbs. So depending on where you're living, you could always hop down to the Denver actual city area, and you could probably be maybe 30 minutes away and have that fast-paced sort of day, but then go back to your lovely suburb at night, which is something that I feel is a major pro when it comes to living in a Denver suburb. Moving into the next con, I think it's a perfect transition, is going to be the travel time and the commute that some of you are going to have to make if you decide to live in a suburb, because that is just the trade-off when it comes to living in a suburb. You're going to have to travel typically a little bit longer to get to work if you work downtown. Some of the suburbs that you can really look into if you're trying not to have really long commute to work, if you do work downtown, parts of Lakewood are gonna be really good, parts of Littleton, Inglewood, I mean, it really just depends, parts of Aurora even, but some of the places that are going to give you a longer travel time are going to be Southeast Aurora, Castle Rock, Littleton, parts of Littleton, Lone Tree. Yeah, some of those areas. Highlands Ranch is a really big and popular community that a lot of people reach out about. But those places you're probably gonna look about 30 minutes with no traffic. So depending on what time you're heading down to work, if you are in that congested time zone of when everybody else is heading downtown to go to work, I would definitely plan for 45 minutes to an hour. If it's Castle Rock, maybe even an hour 15. If you're like me, I like to leave like 15 minutes earlier than I even think I'm gonna need to leave, because I get anxiety about being late and no one wants to be late to work. So depending on what location and how far or how much time you're willing to take to commute, suburbs may not be a perfect option for you, but there's definitely an in between, and we can talk about that. Another pro slash con I would say is less traffic. So depending on what time of the day it is, if you're living in a Denver suburb, I truly don't experience any traffic for the most part, unless it's really like that congested time, like 4:35-ish. Then I see a little bit more traffic in the Denver suburbs, but typically I don't have to deal with traffic, and that is a blessing. I feel like anytime, no matter what time of the day it is, downtown always has traffic, or heading downtown always has traffic, but that's the con part of it, right? Again, going back to the commuting, if you are going to be traveling during the trafficy times, like you're gonna experience that because you have to travel into the city. I never travel into the city, so I can't really speak for that too much. I hate traveling into the city. It's like one of the most annoying things. Sometimes it's fun, but most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, I'm not a city girl at all, and I enjoy the slow, balanced life, no traffic suburbs that I get to experience on a daily basis. I don't want to be going to the grocery store and it take me 30 minutes to get there. Like, I want to be in and out, no traffic at all. So if you hate traffic, which I feel like most of us do, a Denver suburb might be the perfect option for you. Another major pro that I like to consider for my clients is, do you enjoy nature? Because if you are living in the city, you are not gonna be able to experience what some people, and most people I would say, love about Colorado on a daily basis. Something I love about living in the suburbs is I get to enjoy the beautiful nature that is just like all around. It's not something where you have to drive 30 minutes out to get to enjoy. There's beautiful trees, like massive mature trees growing pretty much in every single neighborhood, unless you're gonna be in like a newer development. But even then, right outside of it is gonna be beautiful, gorgeous landscape that you do not get to enjoy in the cityscape. It's just not likely, right? So I love seeing it's fall right now, or it's transitioning into fall, and a lot of the trees are just changing colors, and you could see a pop of red in a lot of the trees, and I just don't feel like I would be able to enjoy that if I didn't live in a Denver suburb, because downtown you're just not gonna have these like massive mature trees that you get to enjoy in the suburbs. Also, depending on what suburb you live, you get to enjoy the nature and like the wildlife that you will not, I can guarantee you will not get downtown Denver at all. You get to see deer, fox, turkey. I mean, those are things that you're not going to be able to enjoy if you live downtown. So I think personally, that is a major, major pro. Also, when it comes to like living your life on a daily basis, the suburbs, like every single suburb and every single neighborhood has walking paths. So if you enjoy walking your dogs, you know, going on walks with your kids, bike rides, that kind of thing, you're not gonna be able to really do that as much, in my personal opinion, if you live downtown. Of course you're gonna be able to do it, but it's just not gonna have the same environment. It's not gonna have that same feel as like being able to go down this bike path and see these huge trees and wildlife. It's not the same feel. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna be able to get that downtown. So that's something that I love about a suburb, and probably why I will live in a suburb for the rest of my life. And I feel like anyone that's moving to Colorado, unless like it's for a job, at least all my people, they want to be able to see this nature that they get to enjoy. Obviously, you could always travel. If you live downtown, you could always travel out to the mountains and stuff like that. But it's not the same as seeing it every day. And if I'm going to live here and, you know, it's not the cheapest place to live, right? So if I'm gonna live here, I'm gonna live here and enjoy every single second of what Colorado has to offer. Last but not least, another major pro. I know that this is a pro heavy video. It's because I love the suburbs, so it's hard for me to say anything negative about it. I did mention a few if you like to commute and all of that. It's gonna be a little bit longer, but something major pro, you get so much more bang for your buck out here. The houses are bigger and cheaper, and that's something that you are just not gonna get if you wanna live downtown. Downtown has more of a, you know, ranch style 1,500, 2,000 square feet home. They're older for sure. You're not gonna really typically see new builds, and if you do, it's kind of like what we call an infill. An infill is just a dirt lot, and some sort of builder, investor of some sorts decides that they purchase that land and they build a brand new house. So sometimes you can get lucky with those and be able to get a brand new home and a larger home, but that also comes with a lot of money. Those are typically more expensive. Anytime you are gonna be closer to the city, you're going to have more expenses than the typical Denver suburb neighborhood. That's obvious, right? I think that typically, so we'll say Copperleaf as an example for pricing. It's Southeast Aurora, not too far down there, but it's close enough to the city. So you're probably about, again, 30 minutes-ish from downtown, which I don't consider a very bad commute, but obviously I'm not doing that every single day. So if, you know, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. But for pricing purposes, some of the houses in here are probably ranging anywhere between $650 to $750, and obviously some that are closer to 500 and some that are closer to $1 million or more. But we'll use like an average $650 to $750, and you could get almost a 3,000 plus square foot home for that price. There's no way possible, and like at all, like I can't think of a scenario where it would be possible, where you're going to get that sort of size, the upgradedness, and like the year to date kind of situation. So a lot of the houses here are built in like probably 2012, some of them a little bit older, some of them brand new, but around 2012. So you're gonna have newer fixtures and newer appliances, newer roof, newer everything, right? Then compared to a home that was built in 1980s that might not even have centralized air. So, and it's gonna be probably just as expensive as this house here. So, you know, $650 to $750 for a 1,500 square foot home. So depending, and you know, I'm not saying it's bad. I like those houses too. They have a really cute atmosphere. It's not something that you can get out here in the suburbs typically. There's not a lot of like really, we'll say like a cottage vibe, like a cute, very, what is it, like quaint, like it doesn't have, you won't ever see a house like that one again kind of thing. And it has like the big mature trees. It's a ranch style, that kind of vibe. You're not gonna find in a typical Denver suburb. Sometimes you can find them, you know, sprinkled in here and there. Littleton has a lot of really cute, like custom-y, like older ranch style cottage homes. And so if that's something that you're interested in, Littleton would be a good, if you like the suburbs, right? Littleton would be a really good place to look, but you're not gonna find the same sort of price point to square footage ratio that you can get in the suburbs in Denver, in the city. It's just not gonna happen. I know I had a lot of pros to say in this video about suburbs, but again, I'm a suburb girl all the way through and through. But hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully you got some value. If you did, if you could shoot me a like or a comment, that would really help me out just to make sure that I'm making content that you guys actually like. I don't want to waste anyone's time, but again, if you guys are interested in relocating to Denver or a Denver, Colorado suburb, I would love to help you guys out. My number's popping up on the screen, text, call, also my email will be there. You guys can reach out to me anytime. Also, feel free to subscribe if you liked this content. I make new videos every Monday and Wednesday, so you do not want to miss out on those. But until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.